everybody. Welcome back to Sarah's Table. This week we are getting back to our roots, and we're going to be doing the first episode of a 2-episode arc of The Excellence, which is a role-playing game based on princesses. And the setting is sort of as if all of your favorite 80s cartoons sort of mashed themselves together and had a joyful, rainbow-ridden baby. So that is what we are going to dive into today, is by 9th Level Games, and it's really one of my favorites, and I can't wait to see what my crop of princesses today do with the weirdness that I am about to throw at them. Before we start that, we're going to do our safety discussion. I think it's really important as a responsible gamer, to make sure that everybody at your table is comfortable and everybody is aware of everybody else's boundaries. Here on Sarah's Table, you are never going to encounter sexual violence, violence against children, or withholding food as punishment, or starvation. That's a thing that I think covers a lot of people, and I personally am not comfortable with it, so they are never here on the table, regardless of what game we are playing. We're also, for the next couple sessions, going to avoid eyeball trauma or fingernail trauma, which is interesting because those are things that never even came up into my brain as something that I would put on my table. But I am glad that they were called out. You never know what could happen. I'm a big proponent of letting my players lead the story. And so if they go down some sort of strange torture road, I suppose I will stop them today. I don't know. You're all a little squirrely. We'll see what happens. But I know that last week we were playing a game that was a pretty not PG-13. We are back on the PG-13 train. Here we are. This is one that you are totally safe to bring your kids out to see. We're back on joyful gaming. We're back on chill, rollicking fun. And no sexy sexiness today. I mean, only our inherent sexiness, but we promise not to rub that in your face. I'm going to stop. Good. Yeah, I'm glad we had this talk. Hi. Good. Excellent. However, with the PG-13 rating, I'm going to gently remind my players to sort of keep that in mind. If you are overly excited, I understand sometimes a cuss word will slip out, but we're going to try real hard to rein that back. I do understand F-bombs in a PG-13 rating. You do get one. Please keep track. If it's going to come out. One, not one each. One total.
Okay.
It'll be very well timed.
Yes. Well, I like to, I don't want to get rid of everyone's fun. I just want it to be fun for everyone. It's a weird tone we're setting here, friends. Mm-hmm. Very excited about it.
I'm oddly okay with the
that, let's go around the table and introduce your name and pronouns, and then tell us about your character. And I'm going to start, which on my screen is directly above me, which I understand our delightful tech, Lanta, has moved us all around, so no one is above me, and that's going to be extra confusing for everyone. This is all we're doing. We're just being confusing today. But so I'm going to start with Banana. Tell us about you and your princess.
Oh, hello. I'm Banana Chan, she, her, they, them. I am the owner and co-founder of a small box board game publishing company called Game in a Curry, and I also write for RPGs. My latest work has been on Ravenloft, the book. That's what I've been doing. And also Dune. That was like another thing as well. My princess today is the maple syrup princess. Her name is Moose.
Moose.
And she's Canadian, obviously.
Oh.
Obviously. And Moose is a she, her?
Yeah, she, her.
Excellent. And who is Moose's companion?
Moose's companion is Bucky, the sentient bucket.
Yes.
Bucky is a green bucket that just waddles along or floats along, just hangs out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And what die type are you today?
Oh, I am a D6. Should I just keep going? I can keep going. Tell me more about Moose.
We'll let all the other things come out during role play. I just wanted to get our basics out. As a reminder for those who are watching at home, this is a game that deals with the polymorph system, and so each princess is only going to be rolling one die type today. So Moose is always a D6. All right. How about you, Misha? What's up with you?
I'm tempted to call my character Squirrel just for the heck of it.
Yes!
It seems like
I
a
gotta
good
give my
plan.
character a Russian accent.
It's always Moose and Squirrel.
Yes.
I'm Misha B. I am a writer, editor, sensitivity reader for RPGs and some other tabletop-y type games. I also write LARPs occasionally. Latest stuff. I have games that are sitting in customs waiting to get to my house so that I can ship them to people and fulfill a Kickstarter I did years ago. But we're just so that's me. I am playing the fashion designer princess Azurine. She's a D4. And her beast is a little thread bunny. You know how when you've been sewing a lot, you get all the little snippets and they kind of like form. Well, this one kind of formed into this little bunny shape that just kind of follows her around and occasionally squeaks. And we're not sure how she squeaks, but she squeaks.
Oh.
And is it Azurine? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Azurine. And Azurine is a she, her? Are they them?
Yes. She, her.
Excellent. And the name of your dust bunny? Your Stitch bunny?
The
Red
Stitch
bunny?
bunny is a pincushion.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. All right, Patrick, what about you?
Hello, everybody. I am Patrick Keefe. I am that gray gentleman everywhere on the internet. You can also find me over at the Writers Room podcast, which is a podcast we've been working on for about a year now. And it is where we play the game Seventh Sea by Chaosium Inc. And John Wick. And it is all pirates all the time. Come join us and the wonderful crew of the White Rose. As we go on many different adventures, fight sea monsters, etc. And my pronouns are they, them. I am playing today the Dragon Princess, who I'm going to name Belch Bluefin, whose familiar is a massive gold dragon named Matchless, which is legally distinct from any other character that might sound like this in popular media involving dragons. And their pronouns
are you from are you a little from Minnesota? Or
yes.
like a little bit there.
Yeah.
From the Great
I'm
North.
trying.
Where they have
from the Great North, where there are dragons.
All the dragons.
All the dragons.
Perfect. And Belch is a D8, correct?
Belch is indeed a D8.
Okay, so in our group of heroes, because of course they are indeed heroes, we have a very bookish princess. We have one that is very physical, likes to move around a lot, and then we have one that's a little fighty, just a little. We are missing a D10, and the D10 is the heart princess who really affects things around them with their will. So you'll all have to work extra hard if you encounter those kinds of problems. But I have every faith in you. Probably. It's probably going to be fine.
Probably.
We'll see.
We'll be all right, I'm sure.
It's going to be great.
Set our expectations a little lower.
It'll be fine.
It'll be all right.
Just remember, success has different metrics.
Yeah, there are different ways of measuring success. You can't ever really win an RPG. Not really.
As long as everybody's
keep that in
Winning
mind.
is subjective. Winning is
It's
purely subjective.
Super
Yep.
subjective. Good.
Who
good
needs
talk.
to win when you have friends?
That's right. That is really the core of this. Of
One
this
could
game
argue if you have
in
friends, you've
general.
already won.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Oh, well, then I think that was the game. Good job, everybody.
Credits roll.
We learned a lot of great lessons in the past
We won.
5 minutes.
Oh man, that was excellent. So the three of you have a regular monthly meeting. Little tribunal of princesses, if you will. And I would like between the three of you to tell me whose turn is it to host this month?
Uh,
A lot
sure.
of decisive princesses here.
Yes, we're very decisive.
I see.
Sure. I will host.
Okay,
Yay.
fashion designer princess has offered to host. So, Azurine, please tell me what your palace castle looks like.
So it's a little cluttered. There's like fabric draped on like every available surface, and there are mannequins lining the walls with projects in various stages of completion. She does have a table set up in the middle that's like relatively clear. It's a little cluttered, but it's cluttered with like snacks and foods and macarons and little finger sandwiches and appetizers and canapes and drinks aplenty. And so that's where she's waiting for everyone when they arrive.
So the three of your princessdoms, they all intersect. You all border each other, and so you have sort of brought it upon yourself. You've taken it upon yourself to make sure that everybody in the surrounding areas is happy, and you do that by sort of getting together and chatting about things that are happening on your borders, things that you do a lot of trade between the three of you. Really hard to come by maple syrup if you're in the heart of the fashion designer district,
It's
if you
not a thing
will.
we do.
And yeah, and so there's a lot of sort of inter-princess dialogue happening. The two of you arrive, and tell me how you get there, both Moose and Belch. How do you arrive?
Belch is flying in on Matchless, which is their giant gold dragon. And they're struggling to find a place to land, as it does seem to be very crowded. So I think we're probably going to sort of just tuck very, very tightly in between some of the tightly packed streets. It's very uncomfortable, and we're like, okay, we're gonna move.
Just
Sorry
for
about
funsies,
that.
why don't you give me a shoes roll?
Okay.
Friends?
Let's see what we got. That is a 3.
A 3 is a success. You need a 3, a 4, or a 5 to succeed. And so you, while you are a touch uncomfortable, very skilled, and your dragon, very good. Matchless is excellent at navigating these streets. In fact, you get the idea that perhaps Matchless does this when you're not around, just sort of swoops in and around the fashion district. Matchless likes to be pretty.
Is this where you keep getting these ideas for the new fashion you're bringing to the kingdom? I swear to gosh.
As you sort of glance behind you, you notice that there is quite a bit of fabric sort of wrapped around Matchless's tail. Just unclear if it was on purpose or just sort of snagged, but later perhaps Matchless will have some sort of new accessory because of it. What about Moose? How does Moose get here?
Moose walked. So Moose initially was taking public transit, but then got lost several times on the way.
Sure.
Buses are hard to understand. The bus routes are very hard to understand. So she ended up walking, but she only got lost like once. So I think that's a win.
That's great. That sounds good. You arrive at roughly the same time. You are now standing at the gate or at the front door of the palace, waiting to be let in.
So how was the commute? Was it all right? Did you guys did you make it smoothly enough?
Oh, so I tried using these maps. I think they're a little outdated. I don't know. Maybe I have to update them. And they're like these physical maps. I'm not sure how to update these, to be honest.
Oh, that's fascinating. I don't think
Mhm.
I've seen maps as old as that before. Where did you find these?
Oh, I found them hidden under my trunk. I have a car, but it doesn't work either.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
MapQuest printed in the bottom corner of them?
It's
yeah.
actually it is a placemat from a chain restaurant.
Huh. I think this is from something that rhymes with Arby's. Farbies.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah, great place. Not really well known for their travel directions. If you need a ride in next time, we're happy to swing on by. And
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, don't even worry
thanks.
about it. Yeah, that'll be
Thanks.
great.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Moose
Plan
was
for
so
next time.
happy with that she sort of took on Belch's accent a little bit.
I forgot I was Canadian for a second. I was just like, oh right, this is Canadian.
You've reminded me. Got it.
That's perfect.
All right, so fashion designer Princess Azurine, are you going to let them in, or
I
you just
am
gonna hang out?
absolutely. The
Cool.
doors fling open. There's a weird loop of Tim Gunn saying "Make it work" play as you walk in.
Yes, I believe that Azurine is friends with Tim Gunn.
We're like this.
Yeah, I would bet.
Wow. Big city.
Beauteous.
You're as you make your way further in to Azurine's palace, you are starting to notice that it's getting awfully dark outside.
It's like
What
2 o'clock
time
in
of
the
day?
afternoon.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
a bit weird, a bit odd for 3 p.m.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we're
early
getting into-
afternoon for you. Like it's like right after lunchtime.
I know we're
Maybe
getting
there's
into
an
colder.
eclipse happening.
I don't know. Azurine, thank you so much for having us. This isn't typical down here in the valley.
This is not a normal thing. Usually it's nice and sunny at this time of day, unless it's raining, which it's not. So she's like scanning the sky.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, if you're looking out the windows, it does look like night is falling.
That's weird.
That's unfortunate. Not a huge fan of that. I don't know. What do you make of it?
It could
Mostly.
be just, climate change.
And it's a big problem that we were going to discuss today.
That would be a really
Yeah.
big change from yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swift moving change.
Like, whoosh.
It's allegory, everyone.
Yes, exactly.
We're trying to hint at things.
Thank you. And so as you're all standing at windows looking out and you're just watching what seems to be a sunset. You can't see a sun setting, but it feels that sort of gradual light leaching from the sky, if you will. The lights in the house also start to dim.
Oh, I know I paid the power bill.
Huh. Should we go
Yeah.
check on the breaker?
Yeah, maybe
mean,
a
they're
fuse
still-
went out.
On, they're just dimmer. That
Did you install a dimmer? Maybe like somebody hit it with their elbow or
I mean, I have the runway lights that are on a dimmer, but those aren't usually
right.
the rest
Oh,
of the
did you-
house.
Did you
Right.
accidentally say an AI's name that has access to the house lights?
No, I mean the only I have Alexa, but that's about it as far as
Hmm.
AIs, and I don't have it quite wired for everything.
Oh.
Just sound. But that's a cool idea.
I mean, we could
Yeah,
just go
maybe
around
every
and
single
change.
time like you say global warming, it turns on like the energy saving feature, so like it dims the
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah, that's probably it.
That'd probably
If not, we should go change all the bulbs right now.
right. Yeah, get the
I think that's a good idea.
Sure. I don't think I have that many in stock. We can. I know where the hardware store is though, and we can get more and see if that. I like look out and see if the streetlights are dimming too.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, that's that. I don't think we have that many bulbs.
Maybe
Oh,
we should
this
change
is
those
a
bulbs too.
Oh, I hit the wrong button.
We're so tech savvy.
That's okay. None of us are playing tech
The
wizard
IT
princess.
princess.
today.
The IT princess.
Our IT
Oh, my
princess
goodness.
is hidden.
Yes.
Sorry, Lanta, we love you.
Sorry, I'm so sorry, Lanta. I love you so much.
Good thing this isn't live.
Yeah,
That's
no
true.
kidding. I mean, it's gonna be. So we're
Yeah,
gonna be watching all of this. I doubt she's gonna edit it out because she looks
Nope,
great. And we
that's-
look
yep.
like fools.
Mhm.
Ta-da!
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so it's getting dark.
Okay, maybe this is some preternatural things that are happening at the moment. Would anybody want to investigate? Should I send Matchless over for like a flyby to see if there's any place the lights going?
Ooh, that's a good idea. Or
Oh
at least
yeah.
like where the dark stops, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'll Belch will call Matchless over. Hey, do you mind just doing a scope around the city and just, kind of figuring stuff out? I will give you an allowance to get whatever you want in the fabric district, and we will come up with something really special on our way back home. That sound good? I know you're getting tired of, a lot of the sheepskin cape. So, we
I
I have a
want a
lovely
hat.
velvet
Ooh.
claw warmers that I could whip up
I want-
for you.
Oh,
Want a hat?
that's gonna be a big hat. But
I
yes,
want
we can
Top
definitely
hat.
A top
Oh,
hat.
top hat.
Yeah.
Oh, like a magician.
That could be
Oh.
arranged.
Ooh, can it be a collapsible top hat? I want a collapsible top hat.
I mean,
She like pulls out
that
a book.
seems
and
pretty
starts
good to
flipping through it.
me. Yeah.
Yes, I can
Do we
make
have
a
any, like, is
collapsible
that a
top
thing?
hat.
Good.
I mean, it seems feasible. We can even make holes for the horns.
Oh, yes. That would be
Yeah.
great. Good. Where
Yeah,
what am I
sounds
looking
good.
for? What am I doing?
Look to see where the dark, where all the lights going out, where that stops, or if the light is going anywhere, like if it's being drawn somewhere.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
If
Let's
there's a source of the darkness.
let's have this is a very physical thing. So let's have a
Okay.
shoes roll from you.
Got you. All right. 3, 4, 5. That's a 6.
Okay. And you have a D8, correct?
I do.
All right,
have
so
a
take a
D8.
lesson token.
Okay.
Matchless does leave. And
that happened.
and then comes back
Yep.
and she says, okay, so I flew around.
Uh-huh.
I do not have any kind of dark vision.
Right. Yeah, I've been meaning to get you glasses.
So it was very dark where I went. Is that helpful?
Where did you go?
I went up
Oh,
and then I went like vaguely in a circle. I couldn't see anything. So I went like in a circle.
No, that tracks. So you wouldn't know where.
And then I came back down. there was a crash.
There was a crash
I don't know.
when you came back down.
Yeah, I ran into something is broken now.
Okay.
Something is
We're
broken.
gonna have to pay for
I
that.
don't know
Okay.
what it is.
No, that's all right. No, you did your best, and honestly, that's
It
a failing
tasted
on my
good.
part.
I ate a little.
Oh,
Not bad?
so long as it wasn't people, but
I
if
don't
it was
think
like
so.
livestock or maybe somebody's
No.
pet, we'll have to
It
take
tasted more floral.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's
Thank God.
Yeah, that's
It was probably just the perfume
Oh.
district. That's fine.
yeah,
I can
no,
live
we're
with that.
gonna you're gonna smell really, really excellent, but your tummy's
Oh.
probably gonna not feel great in a few hours. So we're gonna have to get
Oh.
you maybe some like Alka-Seltzer or like a
Great.
big keg of ginger ale.
I'm sure
It's
that
okay.
that will not come back to cause any problems later in the adventure.
I have to remember I say things and things have consequences. Yep, nope, that's out there now. Oh,
I'm
dear.
sure it's
Okay.
fine.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure that's gonna be all right. Remind me to throw Susie something from the treasury because that's gonna take a bit to fix. Okay, so that plan failed. How about you guys? Moose?
Bucky doesn't really do well in the dark. They don't really have
Doesn't have
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we could put a flashlight in Bucky and oh yeah.
Belch takes out their broadsword and ignites it because their weapon is a flaming broadsword.
Ooh.
How big of a bucket is Bucky again? And do you think we could just kind of like prop it up in there?
Yeah, let's try
I
it.
think that
Why
might be
not?
a good idea, bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Is
so
Bucky a
just
metal
for
bucket or a wooden
clarification,
bucket?
you are
Oh.
putting a flaming sword inside her friend.
Yes.
This is a bad idea.
I mean,
Well, like pointy end up, not pointy end
oh
down.
yeah.
Yeah.
The handle's not
Yeah.
the part that catches on fire.
Bucky,
That would
you
be
just have to be
counterproductive.
really, really careful. I know you're made
Don't
out of
wiggle around an
plastic.
awful lot.
Plastic
Oh,
Bucky. No, listen. I love
It's
this.
gonna be
plan.
fine. It's gonna be fine. You're
I'm
gonna
just
be
gonna
okay.
coat Bucky in like a flame retardant substance. I think that's probably I carry that around with me because dragon and also
Sure.
flaming sword.
Why
It's
don't you give
very
me a
important.
sword roll, which would be defending stuff?
Sure, that's gonna. We got a wide range of success.
You do.
And that is a success. That's a 4.
All right. Yeah. So you slather him with some, gel. Like,
Oh,
like if you were lighting a stuntman on fire.
Right, exactly.
Cover it up. Great.
before
Stunt
you go,
bucket.
we need to put some googly eyes on you so you can see.
Yeah, that
I have
is
sequins. Would that be close enough?
Good enough.
okay. So you make eyes on Bucky
Uh-huh.
Yep.
out of sequins.
Yep.
A couple of different sizes, so there's a pupil and everything.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Obviously. If you want Bucky to be able to use these eyeballs as eyeballs, I am going to need a heart roll from somebody.
All right. I know lots about nature. This is nature adjacent.
Is it?
I got a 4.
Okay. All right. Take a lesson token. However, you are convinced that this is going to work.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
We're convinced it's gonna work.
Everybody thinks it's going to work.
That's
You're
brilliant.
confident in
Look,
your choice.
you told me that your critter needed eyeballs and it would work. They could see.
Yep.
I trust you.
I
Yeah.
can see. Totally.
Oh, this is a beautiful thing.
And so where are you sending the plastic bucket holding the flaming sword?
The flaming broadsword.
just off into the streets. Just gonna give them a little bit of a push,
Gonna shove him out the front door.
a gentle push.
Okay. Are there instructions?
Just go. Be back
Go.
soon.
Okay.
Just meet me back here in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, good. This is good.
Yeah.
I think this is a book roll. This is a book roll. Because they would be gathering knowledge, maybe.
I got 2. Oh, I got 2.
That is a success.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay.
So
Oh my god.
Bucky returns after 10-ish minutes. He's a bit singed as the flaming broadsword has started to work its way through all of the gel that has been on him.
Just immediately like take it out, turn
Take
it
it
off.
out.
Oh god,
Good.
no,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Very warm, little droopy, because it's plastic, and so it sort of, melts him just a tiny bit.
Can I form him into something?
What? Oh yes. What would you like to form him into?
I will form him into a moose.
A moose.
Yeah,
Moose
a
butt.
moose.
Like
Yeah.
one of those shaped buckets that you would get at Halloween, kind of.
Yeah,
a thing?
with like the antlers.
Okay, good.
I love it so
This is a very physical action, so I would like a shoes roll from
Okay.
you.
Can I assist in any way, or because this
Can
is
you?
partially my fault?
I think you
Either.
should, because she's laughing
Yes.
like she did not succeed.
I am going to help however I can.
I got a
Okay.
1.
no.
I'm,
No,
and you know
okay,
what?
so a
one of
one-
my realms is miniatures, so I'm very
Oh.
good at like you
Okay.
know.
Yes, go ahead and roll with advantage then, because
Okay.
because Moose is helping you, or well, you are helping Moose.
Yes. It's a boots roll.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a 3, so that is a success.
Okay.
The 3 and a 7, so 2 different successes.
No, 7 is not a success.
7 is not a success. It is a 3.
It
I
is
was
a
looking at the
one
wrong
success.
thing.
That's fine. One is all you need. Also, Moose, you rolled for Bucky to succeed. You rolled a 1, which is Bucky succeeding.
Yeah.
Which means basically that you all reach down to try to help, and you start forming Bucky into this moose shape. And Bucky is like, "Hey, man, I'm good," and just like gets himself back into the little moose shape and is like, "This is fine, please, maybe, like next time,
Fair enough.
don't light me on fire." Fire and plastic, not the best.
Not a
Who
good combo.
knew?
No, lots of people. I knew. You could have asked me.
Oh, right. Yeah. I just forgot.
You
It's
that,
okay.
You know.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
And he didn't say anything, so I just
I was
assumed.
just a little shocked, really. You smeared me with goo, and then you shoved a sword in me and pushed me out the front door. It was.
But look how cool you look now.
I do look really cool. That is
Mm.
correct. Also, it's wild out there. It's like completely
Oh,
dark,
mm.
and the further I got away, like all of the electric lights are going too. There's just no lights. There's no light at all.
So did the fire from the flaming sword get darker?
It didn't. The further that I got down the street, the light, like the sword was still on fire. I could still feel it on fire. I could still feel the heat, but the light went away.
Oh,
Wow.
that's not good.
And you went that way.
I went the way you all pushed me.
Huh.
Hmm.
Well,
Straight out down the street.
so I apologize for
Thank
the
you.
flaming sword. And
Yeah,
you
I mean,
got
it felt cool for a moment.
right, and then
Sorry,
it felt
Bucky.
very hot. I
It
imagine.
was just like a little squishy. which is a strange sensation for me. I'm not used to being squishy. I'm used to very
Rigid
rigid
shapes.
boundaries. Yeah,
Mm,
super weird. Also,
yeah, no.
did someone eat a perfume cart?
Oh no.
I
Yeah,
think
that was
maybe.
matchless.
Yeah.
I think we've solved that mystery.
It's like a whole cart.
Oh, wow.
Oh
Oh.
no.
Ooh.
Well,
That's
maybe some of the aerosol in those perfumes will make your flames brighter. Matchless.
I mean, they're like, good
They'll smell great.
alcohol. Probably.
Yeah. You know what? This could be.
I mean,
potentially be all
ultimately,
right.
it would make him very drunk.
Oh, matchless.
Oops.
How you feeling, buddy?
So
How you doing,
good.
girl?
I feel great.
Oh yeah, I think that's exactly.
Okay,
what
matchless.
I think they're doing fine.
And I point if you have to yak,
Yeah.
the
Yak into
pool,
this.
just
Do you pull out a little paper cup
No,
from your?
I point him towards the pool because
Oh,
I can it's pretty big. It should be hard to miss for a dragon, and
Yeah.
it should contain hopefully most of it.
Right.
hey Belch.
Yeah.
Hey Belch.
Yes.
I love you.
Aww.
You're my
Aw, Matt.
favorite person.
Oh, Matt,
Aw.
you're my best friend. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Pat her snout and
hey,
give her a little rustle.
listen.
Oh, cute.
I still. When do
you're
I
so
get my
dark.
hat?
We're gonna get you your hat as soon as we figure out the situation with the darkness, because that seems like a very pressing matter, and I don't think we would be able to build your hat in the dark. And we got to measure and everything. We got to make sure that that's.
Does Match need some water or food?
I think we should probably get Match some water, like maybe
Oh,
some
I don't know. Do
coffee.
dragons drink water? They're made of fire, right?
Well, I
yeah.
can make fire. Should I make fire?
No,
Oh,
what? No,
it's fine.
Not indoors, please.
Fun.
Fabric,
Listen to me.
flammable.
Look at me.
No, I
Yes.
can't get you your finished hat right now. I can do a turban temporarily. Would
Yeah,
that
wrap
work?
it up.
All right,
wrap
hold
it
still. So he gets a couple of bolts of fabric and wraps it in a turban.
Belch, am I pretty?
Matches, you are beautiful. You are the
So
most
good.
beautiful dragon. Your scales and that color, magnificent.
I don't know what color it is. I'm colorblind. It's
Right,
like a
we have
dog.
to get you. We got to get
It's
you
gray.
those the chroma glasses. Yep. Yes, it is a beautiful shade of darker gray.
This is so pretty.
Yes.
Match lays on her back and it's just lazily all four legs and the tail
Right.
just sort of.
Rip it at the air.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Match.
You somehow turned your dragon into a cat.
She is not going to feel good tomorrow. Her head is going to be pounding.
Oh, I think we should get her some food.
I think we should probably get her some food and then probably figure out why everything just went very, very dark, very, very fast. That's
Yeah.
Just baby.
Okay. All right. Let's get going. Where food? Where?
So, looks
where
at the
they
table
see food is
It's
in
really
the
small.
kitchen.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
This is
where we
true.
our food.
apparently
Yes.
I can also
Something
make
like that.
food.
Ooh.
Oh.
I can.
Oh, you know what?
Can
The
you make
sugar-
pancakes?
I can only make maple syrup blobs.
Oh,
You know what?
Hey,
That
what,
the
maple syrup
sugar might
blobs?
actually help absorb some of the. I don't think that's how that
I don't
works.
think
but
that's how it works. I think
Oh, but
yeah,
you could.
because you get sicker off
But-
of that, right?
But
Yeah.
maybe Belch thinks that's how it works, so that's okay.
You know what? That's a great idea. Let's try it out.
Yeah.
What should I make? That looks like food. It's just
pancakes. Pancakes are
Pancakes.
always
Maybe like a maple syrup blob in the shape of a goat or something along those lines.
Oh, right. Dragons eat goats. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. Yeah. Okay. 1 maple syrup goat coming right up.
Oh,
man.
this is gonna be great.
So this is, you are using your skills and knowledge. So please give me a book roll to see how good this goat is,
I got a 6.
which is your crown.
Yep.
Oh, thank
This
God.
is the most realistic goat that you have ever seen.
I'm impressed.
Like, it doesn't look like maple syrup. It looks like a goat.
Wait.
It's good enough that Mashless also thinks it's a goat. And she pounces on it and starts gobbling it up happily, and her tail is whipping back and forth.
Just trying to dodge out of the way of the
Yeah.
tail.
Actually, everybody give me a shoes
here we
roll.
go. Yep.
Oh no. Oh, I got a 5. Okay, that's good.
Shoes.
I got a 1.
I also got a 1.
Okay. You all succeed.
Oh goodness.
Pincushion pushes you out of the way,
Mm.
fashion designer princess. Just like whoop, just sort of shoves you out of the way. You are very used to Belch. You're very used to this tail. You almost don't even see it anymore. It's sort of just like water dancing around it. Just like, it's fine. We're good.
We're fine.
And you just happen to be on the other side of the goat.
Oh.
You made the goat in front of you, and so the tail is on the other side.
Azurine, I'm so sorry. I promise we'll clean
It's
this
fine.
up.
It's fine.
We'll
Sorry.
clean it up. Yeah.
The perils of hosting.
And in that, now all of the lights inside have also gone out.
Oh, this is
Ah.
all right.
Pull out a
Let's
lighter.
yeah. Ignites the sword. Is that doing anything at all, or is it? Can I just feel the heat? And
So
then
you
it's
can
just-
feel the heat, and it's very super dim, and the longer it's on, the less light it gives off.
Okay, gals. I think it's time we figure out this entire situation.
Yeah, you think? All right, so if it gets darker, the further away from here we get, then all of the lights getting sucked from that direction?
I think so. I think that's a pretty Moose. What do you think?
I think we need some bats.
I think we need some bats.
Bats.
We need some bats.
Oh.
Because bats can
Right.
do the
Echolocate.
echolocate thing. And so we just follow some bats.
Do you have?
I have no bats.
I have some bat print fabric, but I don't have any bats because it's not a thing.
Oh, there are no bats in.
I mean, I'm sure there are some, but I don't just keep them hanging around, for lack of a better term.
No.
I'm really looking for hanging around. Beautiful.
What else could echolocate? Whales? We could get a whale.
Dolphins.
Dolphins. We could get some dolphins.
I feel like this isn't. I feel like it's a good idea in principle, but in practice, it's becoming more and more difficult as we list off animals that aren't on land.
Oh yeah.
Unless there are dolphins in the pool, but I feel like that's also not helpful because they'd be stuck in the pool.
I mean,
It's not really in her purview to have
Well,
dolphins
I mean,
around.
even if
Yeah,
there
not-
were dolphins in
not
the
your
pool, how do we
forte.
bring them with us?
These are great questions that you're asking.
You
Yes,
guys
you're-
have
they're
Bucky
great
that you seem to
questions.
enjoy putting things in. So can you carry this dolphin, Bucky?
Bucky, if we make you pliable again, how big do you think we can make you?
Just stretch out like taffy.
Yeah, exactly. Just make like a
I
little
do
swimming
have
pool.
glow-in-the-dark fabric.
Oh.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's a horse of a different color.
Give me a second to
Well
remember where
combed.
I put it. It was with the... And she like dashes off to like a closet.
You hear several thunks
I
because it is very dark.
hope she's all right.
I'm sure she's fine. She knows her way around, right?
Belch.
Yes.
Belch. Hey, are my eyes closed?
No, it's just very, very dark.
Okay.
You're fine.
All right. Should I make fire?
Yeah, give fire a try.
All right. So with that, we're going to take a 5-minute bio break. So everybody exit. We're going to feed this dragon to make sure that they don't get sick. Although I cannot guarantee that will happen. We are back from the break. When we last left our heroes, they were making very questionable choices.
Something about fire and a very flammable fabric kingdom.
Yes, there
What could
was
go
going
wrong?
to be fire involved. Belch encouraged Matchless to make fire in the middle of this beautiful fashion designer's house.
On suggestion. Oh goodness.
So I do need a roll.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is a sword roll because anytime you create fire, it's pretty fighty, whether you want it to be or not.
All right. Let's see. Which die to use for fire? This one. This one's a fiery die. That's a 1.
Which is Matchless.
Yeah.
Matchless creates beautiful fire. It smells good. It smells kind of like flowers. It's this
Mhm.
sort of lovely color shifting, like Aurora Borealis, sort of like all of the different perfumes burning off. Really lovely. Really hot. Not as bright as you would expect.
Hmm.
Does catch the curtains on fire. Only one set of curtains.
Okay.
And that is when our lovely Azurine comes back into the room with the glow-in-the-dark fabric.
Why are
Ha!
my curtains on fire?
Miscalculation on my part. I'm so sorry. And then oh god, I have nothing to put this out. I have all
Bucket,
fire-based things.
Bucket, you're a bucket.
Bucky.
Bucky, can you
Can I-
water it?
From what?
Pool.
Can Bucky create water?
Pool. Yes,
The
where's the
pool.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, run
Um,
out and grab like.
I mean, I
Like
don't
many
move very
containers.
quickly.
Yeah.
If someone would like to assist me with that,
I'll push you faster.
you're gonna push, not pick me up by the handle, just
Oh, that's
push
a good
me.
idea. You're so
Yeah.
smart. Oh my
Okay.
god. Wow. You are so smart. Okay, I'll pick you up and
Great.
we will go look for water together.
Give me
Amazing.
a shoes roll.
I got a 4.
That is a success. You are able to get to the pool with no problem. You fill Bucky up with water. And you get back. And I'm assuming that you're dousing the flames.
Yes, but first,
Okay.
I want to know if there were dolphins in the pool.
No dolphins.
Oh, okay. Well, never
that
mind
you could
then.
see.
Okay. We're just putting out this fire.
Okay, fine then, I guess. Alright. Fire's out.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit smoky. And also still very dark.
You know, once the lights come back on, you won't even notice that there's a singe or anything really.
It's fine.
It's gonna
I can make
smell
new
really
ones.
nice.
I was getting sick
Yeah.
of the color palette anyway. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we can get you. I mean, we can get you some nice like wool fire retardant drapes if you want as well. We can dye them maybe some different colors.
That's a thing that we can do. Yes. Yes.
Belch.
Yes.
Belch. Hey.
Get matchless. Yes.
Hey. Did you
Hey.
like the fire? I made the fire.
It
And
was real pretty.
Was it pretty?
Yes.
It was lots of shades of gray.
incredible.
It was pretty.
There was about 50 of them in there, and you know.
Oh,
what?
man.
Right.
So many shades. You should write a book about how pretty it was.
I will write a book about how many shades of gray your fire was.
This is so good.
It will be great. Okay, how about you take a nap now? Is that
Great.
Okay, you rest.
Immediately you hear snoring. Immediately.
Oh. Okay. Well,
That was a thing that happened.
I feel like there have been a series of decisions that have been made that I'm not necessarily proud of for myself.
I think that went pretty well.
Yeah,
It could have gone worse.
it could have gone so much worse.
I mean, it's not like you can go to school with this kind of stuff, you know? It's not like you learn this stuff in a college.
Belge glances down at their book on their hip called Dragon Training, a how-to guide. No, definitely not something that you would learn in a book. Definitely not. You are absolutely right, Moose. You are absolutely right.
You did what you could.
I did what I could. Okay, darkness. Darkness.
Oh, the fabric.
Oh, the fabric, yes.
Yeah. I'm guessing
So-
it's glowing softly because
It is glowing softly, yes.
that's as much
Hmm.
light as you get out of glow in the dark fabric in a good day.
That's very true. All right, so what's the best way to use this to our advantage?
She pulls off like a length, like a 6-foot length, and cuts it. Makes a couple of snips here and there, and hands you. It's kind of like a not quite a cape. It's like it's a rectangle, but it's got 2 slits where you can stick your arms through. So it's like a great.
perfect.
Kind of like a poncho kind of a
Yeah.
thing.
Ooh.
Oh, this is nice.
It's very comfy.
So in fashion.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
tried.
yours looks amazing on you, Moose.
Oh, thank you. It's got armholes.
It does.
It's easier to wear with
Super
armholes.
useful. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
easy to grab the sword from. That's
Mhm, mhm.
excellent. Should we like venture out?
I think we have to.
I
I think that's
assume
probably
at this
necessary.
point that you're just going to stay locked in her house
For
for
a-
the entire adventure.
Yeah.
That would be awkward.
Staying here. This is fine.
Look, it's safe in here. We've got a very drunk dragon to protect us.
It's true.
He's not gonna wake up and set more stuff on fire, right? He's
Probably not.
okay.
Like a 90% chance, no.
Should we bring Match with us?
Can he call him if you need him?
I do have a dragon whistle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let's let him sleep, and we'll call him if we
Okay.
need him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll call her if we need her.
Sorry.
I
She's
think
We should
snoring
make a
loud.
note.
Oh, that's fine.
We'll write a note.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll write a note. I'm sure
Yeah.
she won't eat it.
Can dragons read?
Oh yeah, it's also dark.
Oh, right. And she's colorblind. Probably all just looks like shades of gray.
It's just like They left
just
the
all,
gray
like,
square.
blends in.
What does it mean?
The gray square. What does it mean?
Is it food? It's terrible. It tastes terrible.
Tastes like ink.
It'll be fine. I'll just use the dragon
Okay.
whistle in like 3 hours. We'll call her. I'm sure she'll have slept it off by then. It's fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Which
That
way? That way.
Sure.
All right. Are you
Go
you're
left.
venturing out? Go to your personal east, and you head out. Yeah. So you are. It's extra dark, like inky blackness. This doesn't feel like how it gets really dark in the country, you know, like when there's not street lights around or house lights around, how it gets dark, but your eyes will adjust eventually. There's no light. There's no light at all. When you look up, you can't see stars, there's no moon, there's no sun, there's nothing creating any light. It's like you are in a void, but there's still stuff in it. So every so often you'll like bump into a thing and you can tell what it is by the shape of it. Things are not gone. There's just no light anymore.
Are there
Ashery.
people out and about?
None that you have encountered so far.
Okay.
But there would normally be
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Azurine,
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound like weirded out or weird or anything like that, but is this a simulation? Did you invite us to a simulation?
No.
This feels like a simulation.
Are
If it's a
we
simulation,
Matrix?
I'm stuck in it too. Because
Are you
I didn't create a simulation. Because
Belch is slapping herself in the face over and
I-
over again.
Yeah.
Is it working, Belch?
I mean, it hurts, but I'm not waking up from the Matrix, if that's what you're asking.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I
Still
like
me.
reach over and pinch you, Moose.
Okay.
Oh, ow.
Okay, so we're not
Yeah.
dreaming.
Okay,
You
we're
felt
not
that?
dreaming.
Still hurts.
Wait, what if it's your dream? I'm gonna pinch you.
Ow!
Did you wake up?
I'm still here with you, so no.
At the
Right,
risk
so
of
it's not a
suffering
dream?
more minor injuries, we probably all assume that we're not in a dream at the moment. I hope.
So we're not in a dream, and this isn't a simulation.
Right.
What else could it be?
It's not an eclipse because those are usually, on a schedule.
Right. And
Yeah.
there's still light during an eclipse.
Unless it's a total eclipse of the heart.
Is that what this is?
No.
Oh.
Turn around, Bright Eyes. It's not. It's not a total eclipse.
Well played. Well played.
Sorry.
Belch turns around. Like, I thought I heard something, but it's not.
Corn. The dulcet tones of Bonnie Tyler were coming from somewhere.
Are we living in a powder keg?
Nobody give off any sparks.
I'm mad.
Oh,
Good thing we
goodness.
left Matchless asleep.
Yeah, that's probably.
The camera cuts back to Matchless, and Matchless is humming Total Eclipse of the Heart in her sleep. And it pops back to you. Little, just like little curls of wisps of smoke coming up from her.
Okay,
That's
enough.
it. Now we're just
We
gonna
won't
sing
get
it, and that's gonna
copyrighted.
take up the rest of it because
Because
it's the
otherwise it'll be
longest
stuck
damn
in your
song
head
in the entire
anyway,
world.
so-
Cool.
It's one of my go-to karaoke songs, though. So.
It's a good one.
It is a good
Ooh.
one. Okay, so there's still things in the way, which is good, which is interesting. Is
Well,
there?
it wasn't
I
an
mean,
empty
this could
street.
be like right.
Yeah.
Could it be like an evil wizard or something stole the light for some weird
Nefarious
nefarious
purpose?
purpose?
It's always an evil wizard.
Every single time.
We
gotta
keep
be an evil
clearing out
wizard.
the evil wizards, and they just keep moving in with new
I
ones.
know, it's crazy. It's like they're sort of like an invasive species, right?
Mhm.
Like you gotta nip them in the bud.
Yeah.
While you
It's like
chase them away with a broom. You're like, get
they're the
you, and they
It's
hiss
like
at you.
the
Yeah.
bed
they're like
bugs.
they're like
You know, you
kudzu.
think you got rid of
Yeah.
them all, then
Yeah, they're
another
like
bad
cud-
patches.
Exactly, and then kudzu, which is
Kudzu.
terrifying. If you haven't
Just
looked
takes
that up,
over
look that up.
everything.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
Kudzu is
kudzu.
just,
Maybe they just need
Wizard-
someone to talk
Yeah.
to.
Wizards are the kudzu of the
Yeah.
fantasy world.
Kudzu.
It's fine.
And then there's Kudzu the wizard.
Yeah, he's the worst.
He's the worst.
Oh, absolute worst.
Absolute
All he
worst.
does.
Anyway, if somebody who's watching this could please draw Kudzu the wizard,
Yes.
and then cover him in vines of kudzu, and then we'll make it a sticker and we'll sell it on Sarah's Table RPG. It'll be great.
Perfect. Perfect.
Get on it. Thank you, internet. Anyway, are you guys still standing in the street singing "Total Eclipse of the Heart"?
I think
or...
Oh, yeah,
walking
absolutely.
while we're having this
Yeah.
conversation.
Got it.
Singing and walking.
I'm singing and walking. It's a montage of you just singing it and running into things for a bit. Every time. We're like the big climax of the song. You just keep smacking into things like full face. Anyway, the further that you get, you're coming to the edge of your kingdom. Princessdom. What is the correct territory? I don't know what we call it.
Principality.
Ooh.
Principality.
Yes, a principality is ruled by a prince or princess.
Ah.
Princessipality.
There you go.
I'm adding the S in there.
Yes.
As you are coming to the edge, you discover it's actually a little bit lighter here because off to the north is where the light is being sort of sucked. The blackness is heading that direction. So you're sort of at the edge of where it is.
Ooh.
Well,
Huh.
yeah.
Well, I guess we're going north.
Yep, that seems like I think we have our heading.
I feel
Well, that's
like we
not
should
good.
bring your dragon eventually.
Oh, I don't know. What do you think? Think now's a pretty good time, and I don't know how well Matchless is going to be able to fly.
Yeah, you know what? Never mind.
Maybe we go on foot for like a little bit
Yeah, let's just keep
longer,
going.
and then I'll blow the whistle.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
travel
yeah.
miles and miles. So that's probably a good idea. Okay.
We can do this.
Right.
Yeah, we got this.
Yeah.
All right. Draws the sword. Onwards to adventure.
Okay. As you were heading,
Less impressive
North.
now that the light's getting sucked that way, but yeah.
yeah, you are bummed a little bit about it.
Yeah.
This is normally much more impressive.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is, sweetheart.
Yeah. Oh, there's a little head pat action happening there.
Really, really cool and inspiring.
As you are heading north, you start to hear sort of a little like buzz.
Are y'all
my
hearing
tinnitus.
that too?
I think my tinnitus is acting up again.
Nope.
Oh.
I hear something too.
Oh, okay. It's not just me.
Is it bees?
Oh.
Maybe we're next to like a beehive.
And then some gentle light starts pulsing, and you see like a swarm of fireflies.
Oh.
Close enough. Okay.
That's pretty. Oh, those are gorgeous. I love that.
Yeah, this is nice.
It's
have-
lovely. And now they attack you.
Yeah. Okay. Less than
Oh.
lovely. Less than lovely.
Oh, great.
Yeah. All right. So
Danger bees.
time to
How would you
danger
like to
bee.
fight the light up
Danger
danger
firefly.
bees? Yes.
Let's Let's see.
I'm just gonna throw some maple syrup at them and see what happens.
Oh, that might be good. Yeah.
Seems
They
like a
might
good plan.
Yeah.
All right, so give me a sword roll because you are fighting them.
Sword. I got 2.
Okay. You miss them. Take a lesson token. So you sort of
Yay.
splash some maple syrup and it just like they dance out of the way in a graceful ballet.
I think I'm just like rushing by past you two, and I'm just like, that did
Yeah.
not work.
It does get on your companions just a little, like just like a splash.
I'm so sorry.
Tastes great.
Oh, hang on.
It's okay, finish.
There's like a lot of them.
What it
They are trying to push you back.
Azarine, what's your weapon?
A pair of wicked sharp shears.
Oh, okay.
There they are.
Perfect.
For the kids
Wait,
watching at home, don't play with scissors.
Yes,
No.
please. Especially if your parent has something called fabric scissors. Do not touch
Yes,
them.
no,
They are
never
really sharp.
use the fabric scissors.
And yeah, just
don't use them
Don't ever.
For
in
anything
general,
that's not fabric.
but don't use them for anything that's not fabric. That's
Yeah.
a big
And
no.
preferably only with your parents' permission and supervision.
Correct.
But feel free to throw maple syrup around.
Yep, go for it. I'll clean it up.
And miss.
Hang on, gals. I've got an idea. And I am going to suggest to Moose to oh, maybe this isn't a good idea.
I can't wait to hear it. You have to say it now.
All right.
With an
I was going to
unbelievable
suggest to
that.
Moose to create the big maple like blob
Yeah.
and have Azarine dip the blades of the scissors in the maple, and then I was gonna light it on fire like you do like a sugar cube, like you light sugar cubes on fire. So now you have a big like flaming set of shears that you could, and then both of us could
Wow.
wave the.
Let's do it. Sounds like a great idea.
I don't
What
know.
could go wrong?
I'm after our entire diatribe to soliloquy to the audience. I feel about how to properly treat fabric shears. I feel like this might be a better idea.
Also, don't light them on fire.
Also, that's probably a bad idea. However, the big pool of maple syrup that is on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
can I touch my sword to that and sort of create like a pillar of flame that disperses the
Sure.
fireflies?
Yeah. That is
That's-
also a sword roll.
Yep, that's
Boop, bop, beep, bop, boop.
ooh. Dragon Princess sword roll. That's a 7.
Success!
Yes.
Yay.
Column of flame. This
Column of flame.
particular kind of maple syrup is wildly flammable. Who knew?
Slightly fermented.
Forgot to tell you about that.
Yeah.
It is perhaps some sort of maple syrup
that-
liqueur at this point, and you just
we fed it to the already drunk dragon.
yeah, you
You
did.
could make like a
You sure
neat-like
did.
substance out of maple syrup. And I don't see why you couldn't. And now I'm wondering if that would be any good.
It's
This
worth
is
a try.
excellent. We've learned a lot today.
Amazing.
Anyway, you've taken out a good chunk of these fireflies, but they are still dive bombing you.
Get those.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
like whip off that cloaky thingy that we had made. I'm gonna take the scissors and I'm gonna like cut a few more attachments to it, and I'm gonna turn it to like a sack. And I'm gonna try to like scoop
Ooh.
them into the sack.
Okay.
Bad
Also a
practice.
sword roll. You are attacking them with fashion.
Fashion.
Like, I have it. That is a 4.
That is a success.
Yay!
Tim Gunn would be so proud of you
It's
right
also
now.
my crown. Ooh,
You made it work. And
Yes.
you bundled them all up, and they are buzzing angrily inside this bag.
Pull this.
Oh, who are we giving it to?
Moose.
What?
Wow.
This is a bad idea, but okay. I got a bag full of danger bees.
Here,
Below.
use some of the here. We'll harden some of the maple syrup to like seal it.
Oh,
like-
oh,
like
good
make
idea.
it
good
that's a
idea.
great idea. Yeah,
Like
you can
seal.
Mhm.
Should we interrogate them?
Do you
Oh.
speak Firefly?
Oh, please.
No.
We can try.
I mean,
Do
you
it.
can ask.
So
I mean,
Excuse
worst
me?
comes to worst, we now have a bag of very angry fireflies that we could maybe chuck at somebody later on
Oh,
down
that's a
the
great
line.
idea. Yeah. But what if they end up attacking us instead of the other person?
I feel like they're going to be. It's like a swarm of angry bees. They're like the closest
Oh, they're
thing.
the same thing. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't.
Got it.
I mean, we could try to talk to the fireflies and see if they have good memory.
Yeah.
Maybe like, hey,
I mean, I've never talked
you
to
just-
Firefly.
are you
I'm not
just
fire-
yelling at the bag?
Yeah. Hey, what do you want?
There's a lot of buzzing coming from inside the bag.
Should have protected that.
Feel perhaps this was
I just like the idea that the
Predictable.
camera pulls back and the three of you are just yelling at a bag.
bag of fireflies.
I'm gonna yell at this bag of bugs until they tell me what I want to know.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't.
So
think the
now
fire-
that we have captured the Fireflies, is it any lighter where we came from? Nope, still dark. Okay.
Still dark.
All right. Well,
Okay, I don't think these were what was stealing the light. So we should probably keep going.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
let's
I
do
think we
that.
keep the bag.
Yes.
Yes.
We keep the bag.
She like pulls out a tape measure and like ties it on to make a carrying handles for it.
Perfect.
Nice.
Put it on like a backpack.
A backpack full of danger bees.
Mm-hmm.
There's just like a
Attack
constant
fireflies.
buzz now behind
This is
you.
amazing. I've always wanted to attack Fireflies.
Oh, this is actually kind of calming. If you
I
just
know.
like,
I was
look.
just about to say the same
Yeah.
thing. I'm like,
If you don't think that they're actually, trying
like
to
a
kill
bad
us.
design. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like one of those like massager chair thingies where it's
yeah. It's just
But like
okay.
really
Oh, I
small.
could use
It's
one
on
of
really
those right now.
There you go.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, I tried to give you danger bees.
That's
Can only do so much.
right.
Come on. Anyway, are you heading farther north?
I think we head farther into the darkness.
Off into the darkness.
Yes. How
Um,
long has it been at this point? And with the amount of perfume that Matchless drank,
There's no way to tell.
fair enough.
Just
Hold
gotta
on.
I
use
have
your
no
look.
idea about the metabolism of
I have no idea about the. Just, you know what? I'm gonna look through my dragon training how-to guide book.
Yeah.
How
Okay.
quickly
do
that-
dragons metabolize perfume.
give me
Yes.
a book roll.
Oh, this is gonna go well. Book,
Might.
my strong suit. That's a 5.
Okay. Weirdly, there is not a chapter about what to do if your
Aw.
dragon eats a perfume cart.
Right.
Huh. I guess it's
Weird.
a more specific
Yep.
thing than we thought it would be.
Yeah, that's. I really thought that was going to be a more common occurrence. Dragon I guess dragons don't really Well, anyway, I think maybe we give it a couple more hours. Just to be safe.
All right, camera cuts back. She's drooling out of one side and still half-heartedly humming Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Beautiful.
I don't know what to do.
Back to you.
All right.
The camera has come back. Just needed
Back
to
to you
see
in the
that for a
studio.
moment. That's right.
Oh.
So heading further north, you see like a pinpoint of light.
So the
Okay.
last time this happened, we found some scary bugs. Maybe we should like take some precautions this time,
Like avoid. Or take precautions, yeah.
or we throw something at the light.
Well, we could probably wait to figure out what it is. If it's
I
more
like
bugs, maybe
how
we make
completely opposite that is. Like maybe we should be cautious, or we could just like chuck something. Those are our only
two?
options.
Those are our
I see two options.
Caution, throw something at it.
Caution, violence.
Those
there
are,
an
those are
in-between?
the only two
Both
options.
are good.
Exactly. Both are great options.
I say
Azuri,
we
what do you
like
think?
investigate it at least.
Think
You know,
it-
just take a peek at what it is before we just throw a bag of fireflies at it.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, great call.
I mean, it might be somebody who needs help. You never know.
Right. Or
Yeah.
We
fire.
might be the
maybe
only
they
ones
need
who are curious as to why
fireflies.
it's really dark everywhere.
Yes. Maybe they have an illness and the only cure is firefly stings.
Firefly sting?
I heard about that with
Huh.
cowbells one time. I didn't know. Anyway.
Great. How are you investigating? I need a little bit more to find out what kind of role this is.
I'm like thinking like sneak up quietly and like see
Okay.
what's there.
This is a shoes roll, and it is actually fairly important to know what kind of shoes you are wearing.
I'm wearing stilettos.
Okay. All right.
Fashion designer.
Oh, fantastic.
This roll
Hell
is
yeah.
this stealth roll is going to be at disadvantage.
Wandering
Because of the
across the
stilettos.
darkened wastes in stilettos. I love it.
That's a 4.
Hey.
Yay!
And what was the other one? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, and a 1.
Okay. All right. Pincushion is helping you be quiet.
Oh.
Perhaps Pincushion is sort of wrapped around your stiletto heels, like shh, shh, shh. It is a lantern, like an old, like hold up to see in front of you kind of lantern, and it's being carried by a little old lady.
Anybody else immediately skeptical because of all of the ill things that happen to princesses with the little old ladies? Like, just immediate.
You.
I mean, it's a little bit of a stereotype, but I feel like we should probably just throw the bees at her.
I don't know. Tropes come from somewhere.
I'm just saying, don't eat anything she gives you.
That's fair.
Okay, so we don't eat anything. Got it.
Especially the fireflies, because that would be bad.
Was someone snacking on the fireflies?
I don't know.
No.
Moose, are you eating the fireflies?
I'm hungry.
They're crunchy.
Moose is just like taking a firefly, dipping it in the maple syrup.
maple syrup?
It's like what is it? they have the ants that are like coated.
Yeah,
in...
the chocolate covered
Yeah.
ant.
Yeah, it's same
Or
concept.
crickets, the chocolate covered
Exactly
crickets.
like that.
Yeah.
It's got plenty of protein.
Oh my god.
It's
We-
not
we've-
weird.
It's like
You're
the
just
honey
like
roasted
in the
peanuts
in the
of
silence,
bugs.
you know.
Wow, I know they didn't talk back, but I really hope they're not sentient.
Oh.
Azurine has come back to like tell you about the old woman, and there's a silence for a second, and then you just hear crunch, crunch.
Ah. Oh.
crunch.
Are you eating them?
I just had 3.
I mean, it's not too out of the ordinary for me. I've seen Matchless eat weirder things.
See?
They are high in protein. I will give her that.
Mhm.
So there's an elderly woman with a lantern up ahead.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Yeah, probably not a probably don't eat anything she gives us.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
because like
Yeah, we have
remember what happened
we
to
have the
Snow White
fireflies.
and,
Yeah.
and
And
Sleeping
she's like,
Beauty?
"Oh, you're hungry?" And be like, "No, we're good. We got snacks."
Oh, yeah. That's a great idea.
Actually, we can add them to my trail mix. I think that would be really good.
you have trail
Give that
mix?
extra like crunchiness. Yeah, absolutely.
What?
You
What
probably
about
should have
trail
asked
mix?
me
Why
about
were
that
you
before
eating
eating the
the
firefly.
firefly?
I didn't know there was trail
Yeah.
mix available.
Well, I have trail mix. I have lots of like salty sweet snacks for
Oh,
the future.
that's great. Yeah, I could go for some of that.
No.
Wait a second.
I am. I don't know if you can see on my
It
camera.
looks like
What?
there's a firefly behind you.
Oh no, it's in front of the camera, and it's the tiniest little spider you've ever seen. Just kind of like.
I
hanging.
see it.
Yeah, I
I
can
see
see
it. I
it.
see
It
it.
looks.
Oh,
it
no,
looks
bye.
like
But it does
yeah.
look like
Hi,
a
buddy.
firefly.
Up he goes. Okay. Anyway. It's the firefly's revenge.
It's just
Speaking
gonna
of
get very
revenge,
large and like, oh no, Dragon
Should
Princess
we-
is gone because the fireflies came back.
Yes.
should
Yep.
we offer her poison trail mix?
What is happening?
Maybe we just talk to her first. Maybe we just figure out what her deal is.
Right. Yeah. Talking.
Poison.
Oh no, we don't have it poisoned yet, but you know.
Excuse me. Hello.
Hello? Who's out there in
Hi.
the darkness?
Give her a fake name. Don't give her a real name.
It's Batman.
It's who?
It's
Gerald.
Burp.
Gerald Burp?
Yes. Gerald Burp. Definitely our real name. All of us are Gerald Burp.
Gerald
There's
Burp
3
the
of us.
first, Gerald Burp the second, Gerald Burp the third.
Right. Weird since we're all in the same generation, but you know,
I mean, you've met George Foreman. He named all his kids George Foreman. So
did he
it's,
really?
it's
Wait,
not
no,
un-
is that an
he
actual
really
thing?
did? That's an
No
actual
way.
thing.
Are you serious?
I
Yeah.
swear to God, there's like
Yep.
5 of them, and his
Named them all
daughter's name is
George.
like Georgina. or something.
No.
I
I'm looking this
swear
up right
I am
now.
not making this up.
That's
Yep.
amazing. Oh, I love it. Anyway, yes, hello, yes, George Burp.
George
What-
now? I thought it
I-
was Gerald.
Gerald. Right. Azure, maybe you talk.
You're very smooth, all of you.
Somebody else. Anybody but me.
Do you like trail mix?
What? What are you doing out here in the dark?
Oh, we're
Without a
trying to
light.
figure out why it's dark.
We're investigating.
Yes.
Very, very smooth. What are you? You're investigating the dark?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
why it
feel it.
is.
Well, it's dangerous out here. You should probably just head home.
Well,
Oh, we have
it's-
weapons.
Oh, Are you threatening me?
No! No.
Unless you want to fight.
What?
What? No!
We have a
What
back
I'm saying is we can protect ourselves. We're good. We are seasoned adventurers.
Are you gesturing with your flaming sword?
Yes. 100% that is what Belch is doing.
She looks terrified.
Mhm.
And
Unless you want to fight.
turns and starts rushing off into the darkness.
Oh wait, come back!
Wait. No, you have light. It's fine. Look at us. We're princesses. We're all named Gerald Burp. Princess Gerald Burp, the first, second, and third.
Well, you lost
Sort of-
her. She
Run away and give chase. You're like, wait, no, please.
I think we did well there.
Oh, so good.
Well, we made Misha cry, so I feel like that was perfect. Great job,
Oh my
everyone.
goodness. Yep, nope, we're doing spectacularly. You know what? We all spent like a year inside, maybe over that. There was that weird magical plague that was going around. Social interaction is difficult nowadays.
It got a little confusing for a
I
while.
think we all need to cut ourselves some slack.
Belch spent like 18 months speaking only to a dragon.
Only to Matchless. Yes. That has been the extent of Belch's social interactions for 18 months. Oh my god.
Except the couple times that you got on Fantasy Zoom to have your meetings with.
Right. Exactly.
Brother.
With these, and we did our social distance crystal ball
together.
meetings.
Yeah.
Matchels kept lighting the house on fire
Yeah.
with the crystal ball, using it as a focus, and just
Yep. It's the new virtual meeting service, Scry.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh. You know you have to pay for that now.
I know it's a little ridiculous, but
Yeah.
I mean, the first 30 minutes are free, but how much
It's
can you
true.
actually get done in 30 minutes?
exactly.
Well, clearly we can't get anything done.
Nope, we're gonna continue
We-
walking
we-
in the darkness
we-
after we scared off an old lady.
Scared off our lead, eh? All right, this is fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beachy.
I think at this point, I'll blow the whistle to
Mm.
summon Matchless from her inebriated slumber.
Mhm.
It
It doesn't take her too long to get to you.
Yeah.
She lands heavily and
Oh,
not very
my.
gracefully. Sort
Oh,
of
girl.
skids to a halt in front of you, and then goes, "Oh, hold up."
I
Oh,
like
oh,
make a
away from
giant
us.
Oh
Wait,
no,
effort
no.
Hold up. I
get
just
away
no,
from the front
I
end
just-
of the
just
site.
one. Oh, I got it. I saved it.
Oh,
Ew.
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
okay.
And then she just
Good
turns her
job.
head and
Oh.
just like vomits.
Look,
I'm good.
My
I'm
mom
good.
always said
Oh.
better
What?
help than it.
It's like
Oh.
fire. It's really pretty.
Oh,
It's
oh,
weirdly
goodness.
pretty.
Oh.
gosh.
It doesn't
But
smell
because
bad.
it is lit with her fire, also the easiest thing to see
Right.
in this moment.
Oh.
Hey. Look.
Oh, do we see our surroundings?
Well, yeah, you do.
Hey!
Hey!
Where are we?
Through the glowing vomit, you're
Mm.
able to see that you are in like forest path that you
Okay.
are on. Woods.
Mm.
She stops
Ugh.
and sorry, I'm so sorry. So she buries it quickly, which is actually kind of a problem because it was giving off light.
No, 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 no,
no,
That's
no,
it's
no,
fine, it's
no.
fine, it's fine,
Covers
it's fine,
it
it's
back
fine.
up.
No, stop.
Sorry, it's gross. I was
Okay.
supposed to
Oh.
clean up.
No, that's good. Good
Oh,
instincts.
yeah.
That is what we trained you to do.
Should I not?
You
I don't have to bury my sick anymore. I'll leave it out for you.
No.
well, if it's glowing and there's some sort of magical darkness, and that is the one way to see, just maybe in the future, keep that in mind. Like, it's situational context. You're still drunk. This isn't helping. I'm so sorry.
Hi.
Like it's
Oh.
okay. It's okay.
Hi.
And just pet her side and give her some
Yeah,
scritches and
that's
everything
nice.
like that. Yeah.
Where are we going?
Great question. We are in the woods.
Ooh, I like the
Uh,
woods.
Yeah.
Woods.
It's very difficult to see anything.
I see a light.
You see a light.
What?
Yeah, see a little tiny light.
Oh.
That's probably
Oh.
scared away.
Should
Can you
we
help us catch up to her?
Yeah.
There's two little lights.
Oh,
lights.
There's more lights.
Oh.
Little lights.
I
Is-
think
see them.
maybe
are they coming towards each other?
No.
or us.
No.
Should we
They're just
go
kind
to-
of
I think we should
floating
probably.
around.
They're more of those bees.
No.
These
No.
don't usually glow. You can't put one over on me.
There were
I'm very
fireflies than bees.
You have a smart
Right.
dragon.
Yeah, she is very insightful.
You want to go toward the lights?
We should. What do you guys think?
Let's
I
do it.
think that actually might be a good idea.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a good idea.
Matchless is very excited. She starts running.
Oh no.
Oh wait, no, Matchless,
Oh.
with us. Come
What?
back.
What?
We're gonna get on you, and we
What?
should all go together.
Okay. Get up.
Okay. Climb up on Matchless.
Is everybody
Yeah,
getting on
I'm
Matchless?
climbing on.
Sure. I mean,
Let's go,
Yeah.
Bucky.
She has a huge gold dragon.
Okay.
is
Is
in the
this a-
description.
everybody here? Is everybody on?
I believe so. Yeah.
Arms
yes.
and
Okay.
legs inside.
Everybody, please give me a shoes roll because
Yep.
she is a running.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oof. Oh,
I got a 3.
I got 6.
I got a 5.
Who got a 6?
Me.
And that's your crown.
Yeah.
How'd we do, Azurine?
I got a 3.
Perfect. Okay. Then you all are holding on. It's not a super smooth ride because Matchless is not flying. She is just running. She's just like bounding. So it's very sort of.
Oh, that was a bad idea.
It's not. It's not the most pleasant ride. But she comes sort of screeching to a halt again, and she was so excited that she's like panting a little. She wanted to be useful, so she's like, "There's the lights." And you can see 2 sort of globy kind of lights in the trees.
Hello.
Or you call out,
Yeah.
and you hear like an echo of your voice back.
Oh, I don't like that.
That's creepy. I don't like it.
Azurine, what do you think?
Well, I know we're here now, so let's go see what the source of the lights is.
Oh no.
I mean,
Okay.
it's probably fine, right?
Does somebody else want to try to see if their voice echoes back too, or if it's just me?
We are but poor princesses looking for light sources.
You hear light sources back.
Maybe we're just in like an echoey place.
Yeah. Like a cave full of bats.
Oh.
The bats stole the light.
Bats. Or we could use the bats.
Azurine,
Train
you're
them.
friends with us.
I know! I'm wondering if this is how my husband feels when he talks to me. So where did this come from? I don't know.
Oh. I think Belt is now just like kind of like thinking about the like a horde of bats that she could use. Like, the possibilities.
Azurine,
The
you can
lights-
dress them up.
As
And
you
you
are
look
discussing bat fashion, the lights are floating a bit closer to you.
Oh dear.
Can we tell what they
Trying to think.
are?
I think we should throw some.
Is there any with like the echoing and things and the fact that I've gone on adventures and quests and different things before, is there any way that I recognize these things?
Give me a book roll.
Yeah.
You're using your skills and knowledge and
That is
training.
That is an 8.
That is your crown?
Which is my crown.
Yes. You absolutely remember this.
Okay.
You remember that those are usually attached to something that has a lot of teeth.
Like an anglerfish. Oh no. Oh, this is bad.
We're underwater?
Okay, maybe we should back away. We should get away from the light. Like now. Like faster now.
Unfortunately, your companions, your best beast friends, they think the light is really, really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all heading toward it.
Hey, Matchless. Matchless.
Yeah.
I like pick up pincushion.
Yeah.
Come here.
Matchless, other way.
No,
Other way.
I like the light.
Yes, no, it's bad. The light is bad.
It's pretty.
Light bad. Light bad. Light danger.
Bucky also right up there.
No. Bucky, come back. Bucky.
And as you
Bucky
get
has a
close,
handle.
as they
Matchless does not.
Oh yeah, I forgot handles.
As they get closer, the globe sort of like shifts back a little bit, and you see just like a big mouthful of teeth getting real close to your companions.
Matchless, you know what you should do? You should make the light brighter. You should breathe fire on it. That's exactly what you should do.
Sword roll.
Okay. That's a 2.
Take a lesson. The lesson is you haven't trained your dragon enough. La la
Yep,
la la.
that's true. These are all true things. Yep.
So
take this point on that.
You all have collected lessons.
Mm-hmm.
You may
I
use your
actually
lessons to do things.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. The
Yes.
other 2 have collected enough for for all of you. You may use your lesson to try to do something, or you may collectively pay 3 lessons and get the band together to defeat this big monster.
Ooh.
I got 2.
I got 2.
I'll throw in 2 if you throw in 1.
Deal.
And we can go like back to back, like that scene from Shrek where everybody like just goes absolutely wild, like
Yeah.
all the princesses like summon all
Yes.
of the things.
Yes.
Yes,
Into it.
awesome.
All right. So what would you like this to do to the big teeth creature? What is the outcome of this musical sequence?
Let's see.
It explodes in a burst of brilliant light, bringing darkness away from the world.
Wow. I mean, I'm not going to give you
I
all of
mean-
that.
I mean, if you ask what I
Send it
want.
here.
I would like it to just actually be the final boss. Can it? That's what I've
Exactly.
decided. The words to the song are "This is the final boss, and we killed it."
Yes.
So I feel like
Yes,
I mean,
we're
this is
wrong.
the final boss, and we killed it.
rock. Also, just so I have a good visual, what instruments do you all play?
Bucket drums.
You just
Bucket
play
drums.
Bucky.
You just play Bucky. The bagpipes.
Of course, good.
Some kind of string
We've got-
instrument.
A
Probably
stringed instrument.
guitar.
Okay. Yeah, this is a wild combination of sounds.
Yeah. I think just the blaring of the
Well,
bagpipes.
it
just,
works
like,
for some
cacophonies
reason.
inside its head.
And it does actually. There were two of those creatures, and they do explode. It lights it up briefly. But then the light starts to fade again, and you can see it lit up. You can see a structure further north, and then it shrinks back down. You all do have monster goo on you,
Ew.
like a lot of it.
Oh, it's in my hair.
Yeah, you have been
Not gonna wash
slimed.
out easily, is it?
You all
I mean,
feel
not
so
the first
funky.
time.
That's.
Oh, that's yeah. No. I don't need a shower. We can get.
I don't know what that smell is.
Is it
I
flammable?
don't want to know.
Do you want me to make fire?
No,
No. We're good.
Not yet. Maybe later.
Yeah.
Thanks
we
for
might use
offer.
it to dry off or something like that.
I'll dry you off.
Actually,
Yes.
maybe that's I don't know. Maybe we like set up a fire. Maybe we set up like little campfires along the way, so that we don't like we know our position now, and then like maybe every hour we set up another campfire, so that or every half hour we set up.
So
another
you
campfire
want to
so we can
set
see.
unattended fires in the woods?
Oh well, we will.
Brilliant idea. Let's do it.
I appreciate that you're such an incredibly supportive friend, but I really think Azurine has a good point here. But I appreciate you so much.
Okay.
I mean, what's a little arson between friends, really, at this point? Like,
Oh my god! Like, look, it's amazing that you always have my back, but sometimes you really shouldn't. Sometimes I'm so stupid.
I can't tell sometimes though either.
Oh.
I've completed my
Oh my
my
goodness.
circle, and I've now become the mom friend. Awesome.
Yep,
Let's go.
there we go.
Azurine, you're the smart one. Tell us what to do.
Oh gosh.
Let's see. What do I wanna do?
This is a very valid point. We could put it in like a ditch or something, so like it doesn't spread, and like surround it with rocks and dirt and
Or lanterns. If we had lanterns,
or a
those would've been
lantern.
useful, but
Wait, is it?
chased off the chick with the
One
lantern.
lady with the lantern.
Isn't pincushion made out of string?
You are not paying.
Not setting. All right. Look, I made the mistake of setting one of your familiars on fire today, and I'm not doing that twice. Look, I learned that lesson.
Okay.
Highly
I have the token
flammable.
to prove it.
I have the token to prove it. Like, what does that mean? Don't worry about it.
Fine. Shush.
I don't mean we set them on
Mm.
fire. I mean we use a little bit of string to mark where we are, like in
Oh.
You know what else
tracking.
is flammable? Hair.
Oh no.
Ow!
No, but
See?
like we all right,
Fine,
we
I
don't
get your
have to
point.
use
So we
We
use
don't-
hair to track where we are.
What?
Is that what the?
or we
I don't
could
know.
just use some
that
spare
the plan?
fabric that doesn't come from anybody's pet.
That
That's
would
also
be
a good idea.
yeah. It even glows in the dark, so we'd be able to see it later.
These are all amazing points, and I think that this is a great and brilliant plan. Certainly
So we're
better
gonna
than
cancel it,
mine.
Gretel it. Is what I'm
Yes.
You
hearing.
got a
Yes,
whole lot
exactly.
of that fabric that's wrapped around a bunch of fireflies.
We're not letting go of the fireflies, are we?
I wonder if we could we use
Do you think they'll be mad at us?
fireflies?
Do you think they're still
We can
mad?
just progressively make the bag smaller and the fireflies angrier. So by the time it's
So
just
just
this
like a
tiny little
knot of
very
like solid knot of
dense
fireflies or so
knot of
pissed.
fireflies that we just chuck at someone.
I actually like this idea.
Yeah, let's do this.
Oh, okay. I was kidding.
Yay!
But sure. If the mom friend thinks it's a good idea, it must be.
It's a
We're
good
doing
idea.
it.
This
I
is
think
great.
that's what happens then. I think we progressively like take pieces of fabric from around the top as the bag shrinks down into a small, tiny little thing. And we just
It's
keep
a
tying that
mass
around
fireplace.
branches as we go.
I don't
so
know
good at
why I prepped any enemies for you all. Because you are clearly your own worst enemies here. Lighting each other's familiars on fire, pulling each other's hair, wearing enemies as backpacks. Like
We are the monster.
you are the I forgot to tell you, the title of this episode is "You Are the Monsters." So I don't know what I was thinking. It would go any other way.
Oh, we're amazing princesses. We're incredibly resourceful.
So good.
I can't believe we run
Oh.
cities and towns and
How do we run countries?
How are we in charge of
Successful
it?
countries.
We have really good advisors, so we usually listen to them.
Like,
Yeah,
we have
to be
amazing
fair,
advisors.
I did not get into how successful your principalities are
This is
as
true.
territories.
We have amazing advisors, none of whom are here right now.
That's right. You got your dragon drunk, and now she's running around the countryside
How not
trying
to
to get
train your
eaten by
dragon.
monsters.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. We did that.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's great.
Do we
I
want to
mean,
just
it
let the
seems good.
fireflies go? I feel like they're going to be useful, but at the same time,
I still want to try and talk to them. I feel like we're getting on pretty good terms right now.
Okay.
I'm interested to
Do
see
we
where
wanna
this will
make-
go.
let's.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you want to
Actually,
make
this is
another
gonna take,
attempt?
like several steps away.
Do you want to make another attempt to talk to the fireflies?
I kind of eventually, yes,
Eventually.
eventually.
We could do that
How
now.
small is the bag going to be when you want to talk to them again?
How many fireflies are there?
I'm gonna say that there's like a handful of fireflies left, like literally 5.
Okay, so
So
good
you want
size.
to talk to the ones you haven't eaten yet.
Yes, and
oh my
try-
god, we ate some. I forgot about.
Yes, we ate
But
a
they
few.
The ones in the bag don't know we ate them.
Right,
Don't
exactly.
they?
They're just like, oh,
They just went
flew away.
free.
They just-
However, they're
Yeah.
fine. They're totally fine. No, their friends are
We're
totally good.
letting them live rent free in this bag.
Definitely didn't eat your friend.
We're how I mean, we just talk to them. We ask them what's going on. Maybe they'll give us an answer.
Okay.
I'm just gonna drop a little bit of maple syrup in there first to make sure that they don't try to, be mean or
Escape?
anything.
Mhm,
Well, that
good.
too.
Great. This is going to be a heart roll.
Okay. I got a 6.
They will talk to you. Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
cool.
no.
Oh, I'm so ready for this. All right. Hey.
Hey, are you letting us out? Are we coming out?
Oh,
Oh,
they're actually
no.
talking to me. They're actually talking. What do I ask them?
Do you know who took the light away?
Do you,
Oh, I mean we don't know their name, but it's all going north.
Do you know why?
Do you know where our friends are?
Oh,
they
we
just
let them
went-
out.
Yeah.
We let them out a ways down the road.
Oh.
I'm sure you could probably catch up.
Actually, they moved. They moved to Europe.
What?
Yeah, they just moved. They
We
In the
we had a
in
whole
like the last
conversation.
half hour?
yeah, they
well,
just decided
they
they were going on a retreat somewhere.
we talked to them about a vacation that we went on before, and they were like, "That sounds really amazing." And you know what? I think I'm gonna go pack my bags right now
Hmm.
and start the journey.
Work-life balance.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Well,
So if you want to, like, maybe
how do I get there so I can catch up?
You go
Second
second
Okay.
star,
south. Right. Yes. Second star.
second star to the right, straight on till morning.
There's not any
Yes.
stars. There's no stars.
Right. That's sort of the problem
Yeah.
that
So
we're
that's
trying to solve.
right. So if you could help us
you-
figure that out.
You're looking for stars?
No, we're trying to bring back the light.
Right.
including the stars, because
Right.
stars are light.
And then you could go on your vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you all look so nervous?
'Cause
Have you
you're
noticed the
fireflies.
preternatural darkness that has consumed all light in the world around us?
I mean, my butt is still glowing, so I feel pretty good.
Yeah, we're not.
I don't have a glowing
Yeah.
butt.
Does your butt
Yeah.
not glow?
No.
Have you tried
I
to
mean,
make it glow?
look, my butt does a lot of things, but glow is not one of them.
I'm
wait,
so
but we
sorry. That's
glow.
That
terrible.
Belch makes a visible effort to try and make their butt glow in front of the firefly, and just kind of like cocks an eyebrow, like,
So, all right. Well, I mean, it shouldn't be that hard
right.
to make your butt
Okay.
glow.
Belch,
I'll
that,
just-
that wasn't glowing. Oh,
Oh,
God.
God. Sorry.
Belch.
Yeah, that's my
I
bad.
think something is wrong with you. Maybe.
Yeah, no.
we just aren't as advanced as you, and don't
Right.
have glowing
Oh.
butts.
Yeah. We need
Different
a lot of
evolutionary path and all.
help. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, well, do you have like something on your lip?
No.
Huh.
You mean my
Okay.
mole? It's just
Yeah,
birthmark.
Weird.
Anyway,
Okay.
you're just probably let him go.
What?
Just let him go. Should we let them go?
We are so close to figuring out what's going on.
Well,
Do
yeah,
we-
but I don't think like they
They don't know what's going on. You don't think?
don't know.
What's
that they're-
happening?
Nothing.
We're
We're
just
trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it's all that way. Just,
right.
like,
It's
makes
the
a little circle.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Well, it was nice talking to you. Pleasure doing chatting stuff with you. Okay. Go have fun on your vacation. Bye.
So they're like flying away. They're like, those people were weird. Did you see how weird they were? Just sort of funny now.
Rude.
You ate their family.
Rude.
Yes, they're the rude ones.
They are the rude ones. Oh, that's amazing.
Well,
Oh,
that
no.
was different.
Oh, I don't feel great about anything that just happened there.
Uh,
Anybody else feel not great about that? Because, boy,
hmm.
That was a
I mean,
lot.
like, this is worse than the time that Matchless ate my neighbor's pet sheep.
That sheep was delicious.
Mhm, and also named Brandy.
Yes. I just thought they meant that they were gonna cook it in brandy.
Right.
Simple
Yeah,
mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's what it meant.
Yep. Nope. And you know what? That was a fair assumption. But now we know better, don't we?
Yes.
Yes.
No
Knowing
more
is half the
sheep
battle.
Mhm.
named Brandy.
Right. Correct.
Only regular sheep.
Yes. No sheep that belong
How
to
do
the
we start
royal
with no
vizier.
sheep that have names? And then that probably like
Yes.
cuts out all
No
pets.
Oh, yeah.
named anything. Anything
No
that
name.
has a name.
Well, I mean, everything has a name. Otherwise, you would just call it thing.
But like your name is Matchless, but you are a dragon.
Sure. But like,
Does
you're
everything
the one who named me. My name wasn't Matchless before we became friends. I was just Dragon.
Oh, right. Right. And anything that somebody else is. This is a
No
this is
pets.
a very
Don't eat
deep
pets.
No pets.
philosophical
No
question
pets.
that I am really starting to struggle with.
I'm having a slight existential
I'm an
crisis.
adventurer, not a full. Yeah, no, this is 100% starting to become an existential crisis, and I think maybe we just move on from this.
Well, like, can I eat that tree? Tree's a name.
Trees are not pets.
Tree, right? No, that's just a noun. We're talking about things with pronouns. You are still
Nothing with
inebriated.
a proper noun.
Yes, proper noun. Sorry.
Yeah.
Pronouns are very
What
different.
if it's a proper tree?
No, that's
So
a
we only
poplar-
eat-
poplar tree. That's
We only eat
poplar.
improper
trees.
things.
Yes.
yes, we
improper.
only eat things with
Yes.
common names, not things with proper names.
Yes.
So, like,
correct.
if more
Like
than one
sheep.
person is named that, I could eat them.
Oh.
We're gonna work on this later, but if you want to eat the tree, go ahead and eat the tree. Honestly,
I mean,
the
I don't really
fiber might
like
do you
eating
good.
trees. I'm not a
Right.
big fan of trees, but sometimes
Mhm.
they have like eggs in them. That's tasty.
Right. Yep. Like bird eggs or something along those lines.
I mean,
Right.
technically, that's like a baby bird, right?
It depends on if it's fertilized or not.
Do you not eat chicken eggs? Is that a?
I like chickens.
Yep. Chickens are good.
Chickens are good.
Chickens are
Whole
good.
chickens, please. Does anybody have a chicken?
Sorry,
now.
I think all we have
No.
is some
Sorry,
trail
sweetheart.
mix.
Yeah.
Trail mix?
We do
Is
have
there
trail
chicken
mix.
in the trail mix?
There's
I
nuts.
have some jerky.
Oh.
You have jerky too?
Is it
Nobody
chicken?
asks me.
We could have had a lot of
It's-
protein
It's
from
it's
that.
turkey jerky.
Oh,
turkey
turkey
jerky.
jerky. I love
That's
turkey.
funny because it rhymes.
Yes.
Is that why you have it?
It's part of the reason I have
Okay.
it. Yeah. 100%. Here, and I'll just take out like a wad of jerky and just kind of like toss it up to Matchless.
She eats it.
And I'll just break off pieces and hand it to Azurine. Like, y'all just ask me what I have and I'll tell you.
Do you have any goats?
We know.
Do you have any gum?
But
I have
I
gum.
don't
Oh, you have
gum.
gum. Oh,
I have gum.
Gum. Yeah.
Hand you a stick.
Oh.
That's a stick. Don't
Of
chew
gum.
on that.
Stick of gum. I have gum. Hands you a stick.
There you go, bud. I got you some gum. It's definitely gum. Chew on it.
Oh my god. Oh.
We're making such
You got to get the
great
sap out of it, and then
You
you
know
just
what?
chew
I'm
the
just
sap.
celebrating the fact that I got you outside. And that's really it's as far
Honestly, it feels good.
as
Getting some exercise.
got you out.
Yeah.
All we needed.
Stretching the
Yep.
old legs. Yeah, yeah.
We finally left the castle.
I legit was at a point where I was like, this whole first episode might be inside
Inside the castle.
But look at how
Like-
far we've come.
Look at us. I'm
in a
sure
whole
not as far as you wanted us to,
It's
but
such
here
an
we
epic
are.
journey that you have made. Like
Oh, yes.
2 miles north of your castle. It's just like,
Hey, look, we left the principality.
We got our
Come on.
primary mode of transportation
Yes.
inebriated.
Yeah.
I know,
I
that's
mean-
true.
Hey, better than not having a mode of transportation at all.
I mean, we pretty much.
So what have we done so far? We've scared a old lady.
We
Wait,
scared an old lady. We've eaten fireflies who are
We
apparently
did make angler
sentient.
fish thing, land angler fish.
We blew up a
explode.
couple of angler land fish.
It's all
With the
good
power
stuff.
We
of
figured
salt.
out that and almost set the forest on fire.
More than once.
More
There
than
was a
once.
lot
An
of, like-
existential crisis with fireflies.
Yeah,
Lots
exactly.
of attempted arson in this episode. Just like what are we setting on fire this time? Just
Oh my god.
all over the place.
More
I'm
than
so
my
proud of
regular
you.
Saturday.
This feels right to me. I don't.
I like that you said more than your regular Saturday, implying that on your regular Saturday there's at least a mild amount of arson.
Just like one or
I mean,
two
there's
things.
usually a grill involved. That's sort of arson. It's
Okay.
controlled arson.
Yeah.
That is a fair point.
Structured arson, yeah.
Structured arson. I mean, one could argue that all arson is
Arson is
structured.
structured.
Like, it's like part of its whole thing is that it's very deliberate.
It's taken two structures.
Intentional arson or accidental arson, because those are different things.
Oh my
Intentional
God.
arson is structured, but I think accidental arson is just kind of spontaneous.
Amazing. So anyway, are we continuing on?
I don't know.
I'm imagining we're walking and having this conversation.
Walking along. It's fine. It's fine.
Everything is fine. All right. So you were heading north?
Yes.
Towards,
Yes.
towards the dark tower.
Dark Tower. The
Yes.
structure that you saw in the distance.
Correct.
It was a shimmering light.
You actually are gonna get to said structure today.
Mm,
You walk up.
look at that.
I wonder what would have happened if we had got here an hour ago. We walk up to the structure and you can see that it looks kind of like a cozy little cottage in the woods, mostly made out of stone. It's sort of rambling and in its like overgrown and things are not quite, none of the angles are really proper 90-degree angles, and it's sort of very lived in and old, and there's smoke coming out of the chimney, and it's very, very quiet in the clearing that it's in. And the door creaks open, and you hear from inside, "Well, what are you waiting for? Why don't you come inside?" And that's where we're gonna stop today.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
So let's have our moments of gratitude. We did spend most of this episode just laughing at each other.
Oh, it was so good.
With each other. With
each other. Yes,
Oh,
with
man.
each other. So what were your moments? What were some moments that stood out for you?
I just love Banana's willingness to just go along with whatever wackadoodle scheme got suggested.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Amazing.
Oh, I
Misha.
fully agree. Even
Misha,
to our detriment.
Yes. Mostly to your detriment.
Mostly.
As a matter of fact.
Oh.
Misha, thank you for letting us destroy your castle.
Misha,
Yeah,
I wanted
It's a
to redecorate anyway.
Misha, my gratitude to you is that you like took the reins, became the mom friend, and told us no to some of our stupid ideas. You prevented us from burning down the forest, and look, it takes like a strength of character to be like to tell people no, to tell people like this is a bad idea.
Maybe not the whole forest.
No, maybe
And
part
it
of the
was
forest.
done in such a like, hey, I love you.
Right, exactly. You
really
did it with
sweet.
such caring and grace.
Well, I've got a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old, so I use that a lot.
Let's just take one moment to rethink. Just one moment.
Just before we do that thing. Are you sure?
I'm not saying
Mhm.
no yet, but
Right,
Have you thought it through?
exactly.
but say it all
Helping
out
us
loud
process.
again and listen
Yep.
to what you were saying.
I'm going to say it a different way and see if it sounds like what you
I'm
meant.
gonna run that by me one more time, and also think about it as you say it.
Ooh.
Good.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's a really bad idea. So you're gonna leave uncontrolled fires through the forest.
I thought that was great. I mean, as an idea, as an idea, I thought it would have been hilarious if you just
I know you jumped right on board. Which again,
I think
appreciate
she maybe
so
was
much.
already building one. She was like, "Yep, here we go." She had it all set up, and she was like, "Light me." What? No? Okay.
Just the moment that Belch finishes the sentence, Moose is standing there right behind them with just like a bundle of firewood, like ready to go.
Thank you for being an
How do you do
enabler. That was great.
Amazing, incredible,
Good.
just incredible. You guys are awesome.
Yeah. And Sarah, thank you for
I was gonna
bullying
say,
all of our shenanigans.
Sarah, my gratitude is that you put up with us.
Just run with it. Just run with it.
I have to tell you that you were not as hard to DM for as when I DM the puppets,
Oh.
but you weren't much easier. I just love that you were telling your own story. Although parts of it felt like it didn't matter what story I had set up for you. I was like, all right. In my brain, I kept being like, how else can I get them out of this house? I thought, like, I feel like this was a pretty, okay, we could be in here for a while. Let's do it.
I feel like that's the problem playing with occasionally overly cautious players, is that it gets to the point where it's like you have to leave at some point.
To go somewhere.
The story
adventure
doesn't
is not
begin unless
here.
you go.
It's not here.
Are you sure? But
I was like, I just kept making it darker, more dark. Now you can't see anything.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
You are blind. Oh, great excuse to stay in Sword.
Then I feel like we should just stay here. This is safe. I know where everything is in here. Yeah, no, it was a delight. I like letting my players
Have enough
leave
rope
me
to
where
hang
they want to
themselves.
go, and sometimes they want to go nowhere, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
No, it was a treat. Thank you so much
That was
for
amazing.
being on, and I can't wait to see how things wrap up next week. It's a different story now.
Yeah, we're definitely not at Hotel California because it's a cottage. And
a
it's
much different story than I had come into this adventure with, but like I love where it's going. It's weird.
It's real weird.
It's really
Did
weird.
not
Very
anticipate having
existential.
a super drunk dragon be with you the whole time, and yet here we are.
Here
So-
we are.
Can't wait to see the next time she inappropriately vomits.
Yep.
it'll be sparkly.
It did look really cool.
Smells like perfume.
Hey.
Could be worse.
I mean, that's a. I mean, it could be Axe body spray. You know.
Oh, God.
Yeah, right.
Well,
very
luckily
true.
she didn't eat the Axe body spray cart that was
Yeah.
right next to the perfume cart. That would have
It's a
been
much-
worse.
It is a much smaller cart because I try to control the amount of that in the
No,
Prince Ballot.
but
It's-
let me tell
they-
you, a little bit of that goes a really long way.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Very long way. It's actually a bit of a misnomer. They don't sell Axe body spray. They sell axes and body spray.
Oh,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it smells the same as Axe
same
body
as
spray.
Axe body spray.
Yeah.
Axe body spray. Actually, they stole the scent
They stole, yep,
from that
100%.
cart.
Yep.
Mm.
They'll
I
be
have
hearing
discovered
from
that I
my
like
fantasy lawyers pretty soon
certain-
because
Of the Old Spice scents, like there's one
Mm.
like Dragon Claw, Eagle Claw, something Claw. It actually
Mm.
smells
Yeah.
reasonably nice.
Oh.
I like the Kraken. The Kraken works well for me.
Yeah.
But then also like anyway. Just tangent after tangent after tangent.
Welcome to the insanity. That is my brain.
Welcome.
well, but this is what the game has been.
Right.
It's just all the tangents. Normally we don't have all three players who will go off on tangents. Usually there's one tangent player and then the other two sort of rein them in. And today we have found the elusive tangent trio all at the same time. And you
At
just like
different tangents.
your powers build off each other and then it becomes like a multiplying effect. Yeah, it's
We're like
We
the
are.
Hydra.
you are the Hydra. Enough with the head cutting thing. Yeah. Woo! Okay, well,
Oh,
with
boy.
that, everyone, let's
Anyway.
go around the table so that you can tell everyone watching. I know you all made it all the way to the end. Thank you for watching that one. That was a treat. Where we can find you on the interwebs. Patrick, where can we find you?
Hello, everybody. My name is Patrick Keefe. You can find me at That Gray Gentleman everywhere on the internet, except for Twitter, where it's That Gray Gentle M because character limits are dumb. You can also find me over at The Writer's Room, a 7th Sea podcast where we play a sweeping pirate adventure aboard the White Rose, which is our fantastic pirate ship.
Needs more drunk dragons.
Needs
saying.
more drunk dragons. We've had drunk krakens.
Okay, I'll take that.
So yeah. And then I will also be at Gen Con in the next week.
Next week.
And we will be performing Actoroki there. Tickets are only $2. So if you are going to be at Gen Con and you would like to see a amazingly, I'm sure, hilarious time of a bunch of actors acting out a D&D session, it's been a fun time thus far, and it's going to be fun again.
It's gonna be rad.
But yes, it's going to
Cool.
be an absolute blast. And those are my
Yay! Misha, where can we find you, friend?
You can find me on Twitter as BG Gameworks or on my website, blackgirlgameworks.com. You can also find a newsletter that I curate called More Seats at the Table. It's a newsletter that highlights analog projects by gender marginalized designers. Comes out every 2 weeks. It's moreseatsathetable.com. You can sign up. Comes straight to your inbox. Life is cool.
I actually
Life
love
is
that
cool.
site, and I
That's
did not
rad.
know that was you.
Cool. Surprise connections.
Bonus!
Banana, where can we find you?
Thanks for having me. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and more recently TikTok at Banana Chan Games. I don't know why I have it. I don't know how it works. Well, I'm
I have
learning.
one too, but there's like it's just weird.
I somehow went viral like 3 weeks
Yeah.
ago. And that
Hey.
Well
like
done.
terrified me.
Oh.
That was really scary because I was just like, what is going on? But it was like awesome. It was like awesome and also terrifying. I don't know how the platform works. Anyway.
Everyone
yeah.
follow her, but not too closely. She is like a deer. Be careful.
Easily spooked.
I
Do not
am.
spook
What is going on? And you can also find my company, Game and a Curry, at Game and a Curry on Twitter.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Sarah Moore. I am on Facebook at Actor Sarah Moore. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Ko-Fi, and TikTok at Pixies and Pins. I'm also going to be performing in Actoroki at Gen Con. And then for Actoroki Season 2 with World of Chaldea and Peter Adkison, I will be the DM. So we are going to, it's very exciting. We'll be starting up in November, and we're going to be exploring parts of Chaldea that we haven't gotten to yet. So it's going to be wild and hopefully entertaining. I don't think there will be as much joy as we experienced tonight, because I don't know how we could possibly do that in any other game. But of course, I always strive very hard to bring joyful gaming to all of my games. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you all for coming and playing. And next week we are going to wrap this up. Hopefully, I don't know, if we have the best time ever, maybe I'll extend it. We'll see what happens, but for sure one more episode at least. And so you can find us here every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/levelup_TTV on Sarah's Table. And it has been a delight, and I can't wait to come back and do more. So as always, keep making art and keep being art. We'll see you next time. Mwah. And then we